Zilla, what's good, brother?
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
I'm all right. Hey, Miss Tyree, can you please mute up? I'm gonna have Zilla speak first. So,
Hi,
Zilla, do you
everybody.
know do you know what we're discussing?
Talk about me?
Yeah, do you know what we're discussing right now?
Yeah, I see. I just kind of heard the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as a 35-year-old man, what are your thoughts on this discussion that we're having? Anything you heard Miss Demetia say? Anything you heard me say? And just the mindset of a woman that is um despite the fact that she's genuinely physically attracted to a man, she's not going to consider sleeping with him, despite the fact that she would sleep with him and she wants to sleep with him unless she gets something first, or she feels that if she does sleep with a man, she needs to get something in return. Because me personally, I look at that as escorting. I look at that as prostitution. I don't know about you though.
I mean, it's absolutely that, unfortunately. But a lot of women don't look at it that way because they feel like, they're giving up a part of their body, and they don't think that because they're getting some type of, I don't want to say money because they don't say that that's prostitution. I guess they're getting their bags, like you said, they're getting their trips. They're getting something out of it. Which the funny thing is, you're not really getting anything out of it. See, women who want these higher earning men or these men that have this so much money, they forget that that money that man's giving you is disposable to him. You know what I'm saying? He's spending that money because he has it to spend. So it don't mean nothing to him. It means so much to you, but it don't mean nothing to him. So he gets access to you for something that he's throwing away. Not something that he's investing in you with, not something that he's trying to empower you with. He's simply saying, I got complete access to this woman simply because I'm spending money on her. And the only reason why, me personally, like I'm a little bit older, but the mentality, I grew up, my mother, when she was not married anymore, so when she dated men, she never required them to do anything for her or us. If they did something for us, like she said, he did it out of the kindness out of his heart, and he wanted to see us as children grow and be a part of that. It wasn't never no, oh, because I'm dealing with your mom, let me take you here. Because I'm dealing with your
Right.
mom, here goes some money. Because I'm dealing with your mom, I'm gonna do this. It was always he genuinely did it because he wanted to do something for us as children. So me as a man going forward in life, I've always looked at it as if a woman ever required me to do anything, it was over with. Like I
Right.
only let her get so far. I only wanted to do so much with her because I already knew what place she was gonna put me in her life. You feel me? So for me, I was like, you know what? I ain't messing with no woman that's ever gonna require me to do anything. And I'm a median earner. The money is not the issue. I run my own business. I'm good. But at the end of the day, my money means something. I have a child. That money can go to her versus going to a woman just to have access to her. We all, like I said in my other video, there's a large fraction of women and men in society who don't have access to none of this stuff, even though they got the finances to do it. So women still be like, I still don't want to be seen with him. And men, I'm still not messing with Shorty. Like, she still blah blah blah. It's always situations where people will have ulterior motives about things. But at the end of the day, these women who value so much don't know how much those men don't value them at all. Because he can have access to you, like I said, for something that he's throwing away. It's a disposable income. Look up the term, disposable income. He has access to you for something he's throwing away, and you see value in it, and he does not. And until women understand that, hey, look at their relationships. You trying to go further with a man who don't see no value in you. He's getting the access
One
to
second,
something
Zilla.
that
Hey, heels. Can you please mute up?
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I was on here.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're
Okay,
fine.
gotcha.
Thank you. Go ahead, Zilla. Go ahead.
no, I like to use that term because of disposable income because a lot of women think because a man spend money on them that he can, we
Using
men,
his
okay,
hard-earned money.
women don't understand this, but we men, we could be in a full blown relationship with a woman, love her to death, and sleep with a woman and still be like, I still love my girl, right?
Right.
You feel me? Not that this has anything to do with it. When it comes to access to a woman and her having to give her body to someone, a man, if she's going to do that for monetary value already,
Yeah.
that's a loss, right? But if she goes out and does it just because, in general, with no money, just to do it, she's at a loss anyway, right? So a lot of women look at it as I'm losing if I get the money, I'm losing if I don't get the money. So I might as well get it. And I understand that aspect. But at the end of the day, when you want to be in a meaningful relationship, and you want a man to actually invest in you, You're gonna have to know your place and know what his value is to you and what your value is to him. If all you bringing to him is your beauty and your body and you're dancing in front of the camera or whatever, then understand that it's another younger woman, it's a better looking woman, it's gonna be something to replace you. Women need to find and carve their ways into men's hearts instead of trying to carve their ways into a man's bank account. That's just my opinion.
But I don't disagree with anything you said, but that's why I'm trying to talk to the woman, because I'm trying to find out if they're brave enough, because these women are in this room right now. They're not going to come up here and say that, hey, they're not going to come up here and be like, I'm not going to sleep with a man unless I get some stuff first, or if I do sleep with a man, I'm expecting something. They're not going to come up here and say it, but I want to know where did they learn the mentality from? That's what I want to know, Zilla, because I don't think any young girl or any young woman just like was that she's genuinely physically attracted to. I don't think she told herself in her own mind that, hey, I need to either get some money out of this man, or I need to get something that I deem to be of material a materialistic item that I deem to be of value before I sleep with him. I don't think any young woman told herself in her mind that, hey, if I do sleep with a man, I need to get something in return. So I'm trying to figure out, where did she learn that? She had to learn it from somewhere. So that's what I'm trying to pinpoint and get to tonight. Where did that? It's a learned behavior. Where was it learned? Did your mom teach you? Did your auntie teach you? Did your big sister? Did your cousins? Your godmother? Who taught? Did the internet teach you? Who taught you that? Because all that is at the end of the day is escorting and prostitution. That's all that is at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And I,
I
and
think
I think there's a lot of women that are in denial escorts and prostitutes out here right now. That's really how I feel.
I ain't gonna label them. You know what I'm saying? I could, but I'm not gonna label them because I understand the lifestyle. It's just like me as a man. I grew up without my father, but I had fatherly figure people in my life, so I had some type of structure. These women, for the most part, have learned from women who didn't have that structure either. Whether their father wasn't around, their mother, or maybe the father was around, he just wasn't a good father, or their mother didn't teach them how to have value for themselves. Because at the end of the day, if I was a man out in society and I was dating a woman and I required her to pay my bills and I drove around in her car and I lived in her house, women would frown upon me, right? They would tell me, "Oh, you living off this girl, da 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 da." I deal with people that make a lot of money, women who make a lot of money. They frown upon women that are living off me. I know on the internet it look cool, but them women who got their own money and the women who got men and the women that have something outside of just their beauty, they frown upon women who are only existing through the man's pocketbook. They be like, girl, if that man walk away right now, you won't even be sitting at this dinner table with us right now. You only sitting here because homie pay gave you his card. You know what I'm saying? And women won't look at it that way until it's snatched away from them, that blanket snatched away from them. And it'd be too late by that time. But they ain't invested in themselves. They ain't put no money away. They thinking, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Not knowing that just because you there for the moment right now, you don't understand this man. If he don't have no value, if he don't see you as any type of value, what is he gonna do once he's done with you? He gonna cast you away. But then the rest of us men as dogs in society, when we tell you that he don't see no value in you, or we terrible, or we not good men because we don't want to sit here and provide for women that have not invested in us. I'm supposed to respect a woman off of face value. I don't know nothing about her. I got to go spend $500 on the first date. I gotta make sure her hair done. Her kid ain't ate. I gotta bring all the kids McDonald's in the house. You know what I'm saying? This is at face value. But her as a woman, she don't gotta show me she love me. She don't gotta show me she like me. I gotta earn her respect, right? But I'm supposed to give her respect at face value. Only in our culture, in my opinion, this happens. But when we talk about it as black men, oh, you must be weak. Or if you ain't strong, just say that. Or if you like men, just say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the same women who will say that homosexual men love them and are so much supporters of them, but yet they'll use those men's sexuality against us men when we don't configure to what they think a man should be. Now
Right.
we weak. Now we not men. You feel me? So at the end of the day, and I'll leave y'all with this because I gotta go smoke with some people downstairs. Um, so I told them they had to wait because I had to go on live and do this. But I just think in general, us as men, we got to do better because it starts with us. Because if women didn't have access to penis as much as they did, because men going in their pocket, men don't be knowing how to articulate themselves. They don't, you know how it go. You can't put a lot of men in a space where they can go up to a woman and approach her. There's a lot of men that can't do that. So how are they gonna ever have access to a woman? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
men need to get more confidence in themselves. A lot of these men, they only can speak through a pocketbook. They only can speak through a credit card.
Right.
Look, I can have $0 in my account. I assure you, I can walk away with a woman. And I'll leave you with that.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. You have a good night. All right.
Hold
Hey, you
on
too,
for a
brother.
minute, Zella, before you leave. I agree. You said it starts with men, but it does. You're right. It does start with y'all, and it starts with you, doggone, raising your children and
Yeah,
being in your children's
I
lives.
got full custody of my daughter. You're right.
Okay, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
No,
about in general.
I'm agreeing
What I'm
because a lot of
saying
men walk
is,
away from
you're
being
talking to a
fathers.
community full of daddyless daughters and daddyless sons.
Yes,
So if it's gonna start somewhere, then it needs to start with the men and
okay,
how they raise their children, both women, excuse me, both boys and girls.
I agree. But my only rebuttal to that is that if we're gonna have men being in their children's lives, we got to understand that women got to stop being barriers to being in their kids' lives too. You know what I'm saying? It's not always the man just walking away. Yes,
Okay, that might be true for you, but I'm saying is there aren't too many women on this app or women that I know, period, who's going to sit up there and say that they would not have preferred that their sons, their children's father, be in their lives.
that's
Now,
true.
if you had a barrier, that's something completely different. But,
But
but,
it's all
but, but, when it come all down to it, we are a community full of daddyless women and men who are
yeah,
just figuring this shit out.
that's true. That's true. But
So we can't sit up there and he's like, well, who taught them this? Who's raising them? That's wrong. Okay, well my thing is, where was your daddy? Because the first man that's supposed to teach a woman how a man is supposed to treat her is her father.
so
The
who teaches them?
first the first man that is supposed to teach a woman how a man should treat her is her father.
Yes, that
So,
should be the first love.
so,
Okay.
I
so,
agree that.
so, are you putting? So, are you indirectly saying that um girls that are growing into women and having these mindsets is because of their absent father, not because of their mother or whoever else they may have learned it from? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it is
Let me put this down.
a shared shared responsibility. I'm
Okay,
not
that's
pointing the
fair.
blame. I'm not pointing the blame. I'm not blaming anyone. What I'm saying is the
Yeah,
first woman, the first man who should treat you how a man is supposed to treat you is your father. That is the man that's supposed to be talking to you. That is the woman. That is the man. Because I'm gonna tell you what, my daddy told me, my father told me growing up, baby, if a man can't take care of you like I can take care of you, you don't need him. Leave his ass alone. If a man can't treat you how I treat you, leave his ass alone. My father taught me that. The first man, whoever, because my dad had four girls. And he stayed on us real hard. He talked to us about men all the time. So a lot of these ideologies that women like myself who are strong and who stand in their truth and who have certain beliefs, we didn't get that from our mom. We got that from our fathers. Our fathers were the one that basically taught us how a man should be treat us. But our fathers also taught us how to be self-reliant. And
hey,
I talked about this before.
can I
I,
can I
I,
say
I
this
dated men who
before I
couldn't even
leave?
change a flat
Yeah,
tire.
go ahead, Zilla. Say what
I'm
you gotta
sorry, I
say
didn't mean to
before you leave.
cut you off. I agree with everything you said, and that's the reason why I lead by example. What I say out my mouth about. I have a daughter, I only have one child, and I show her everything. She travels with me for work. She does everything with me. She sees how hard I work. She sees everything. You feel me? So me as a father, I grew up without my father, so I do the exact opposite of what I felt like a man should be, and to me it's perfect. And I agree. I think a lot of men need to have a better circle of men around them and have them be. If you're a father, be a father, regardless of what obstacles a woman puts in front of you. Because a lot of men, like I even just made a statement saying, fathers let women create barriers for them. But even when those women create them barriers, like was put in front of me, learn how to navigate them and go around them. You know what I'm saying? But as far as fathers being in their children's lives in general, it's both ways because women need to take a little bit of accountability as far as getting to know these men before they pop these babies out too. But I'm not blaming the women, you know what I'm saying? Because men will act one way and be another way afterwards, and I completely understand that. But what I'm simply saying is that if we can all point fingers at the end of the day, but like you said, it's gonna take a community of men and people saying, okay, yeah, you messed up, I messed up. How are we gonna fix it though? You know what I'm saying? That's why I have reverted my attention to personally. I can attack people all day when it comes to what we got going on in our communities, but at the end of the day, we're gonna keep doing that on this platform for the entertainment of these white people, these Asian people, all these other races. At the end of the day, everybody's mimicking us in society, regardless of what people say. They mimicking us in society. You know what I'm saying? We the ones who have created this society. So at the end of the day, once we fix what we need to fix, you know what I mean? Then we not this little laughing stock. We not this entertainment that these people continue to turn on this platform and see. Fathers like myself and other fathers, you know, surround yourselves with positivity, be in your kids' life, and do what you're supposed to do in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I agree with you. A lot of us men need to do better, and that's why I said it start with us. I'm not gonna speak for women because I'm not a woman, but I just know as a man, I'm not gonna never deal with no woman that requires me to do nothing. If I can't do it out the kindness of my heart, I'm never gonna do it, and that's just the end of it.
And